I got a question for my Nation of Islam brothers. It's not to cause no confusion or nothing like that. It's just a question for my Nation of Islam brothers. I want you to help me out. Ben X, shout out Ben X, man. Ben X followed me on Instagram, and I'm like, damn, Ben X doing it big. Shout out Ben X, man. I love the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Don't get it twisted. But just because I love him don't mean I agree with everything he say. Just because I love my Nation of Islam brothers don't mean I agree with everything that they say. Got to challenge some things. We got to ask some questions. I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say that Jews are parasites, right? Wherever the body of and don't quote me on the exact words. Don't kill me on the exact words, okay? I'm never good with the exact words, but I'm telling you just what he said, and I'm not interpreting it some other way. But he said wherever that the body that the parasite leeches off of, you find them, and you find Jews near every black community. It's true. You know, you look at West Bloomfield, next to Pontiac, and so on and so forth, right? It's true. You always, but the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan always go at the Jews, right? Always go at the Jews. Let us coffee. Always go at the Jews. Why you don't say nothing about the Arabs? Why you don't say nothing about the Chaldeans? Why you don't say anything about the people of Asian descent? You go on every corner and every liquor store, somebody of Middle Eastern descent there. You go to every gas station, somebody of Middle Eastern descent there. Go to every mini mall, somebody of Asian descent is there. There's very few black owned. Name me on your side of town 7 black owned gas stations, not where black people work at. 7 owned black gas stations. Asiatic, for those who are conscious. Black Asiatic, African Asiatics. I'll wait. Name me 7. I know one, 7 Mile. I know one liquor store. Grasher Harper area. That's 2 in the whole city of what used to be a million plus people living here. Okay? So just name me that. Also, too, I want you to do this. Name me how many black owned beauty supplies you run across. I want to see it. Look at the mechanic shops. Who the majority own those? Name me 10 of them on your side of town. Owners of these huge apartment buildings. I know, I know Gaddafi gave y'all some type of loan back in the day. I know y'all got relationships with y'all Muslim countries, and the Nation of Islam, they do it big. Like I said, I love Minister Louis Farrakhan, but that don't mean I agree with everything that he says. I love him being at that age, looking so good too. He said, don't stop the gangs. Stop the gang banging. I wish we had Grand Sheiks that said that, man. He said the gangs are good. Protect your community. Do what don't destroy your community. Protect it. We need some good, strong men out here. Don't stop the gang. Stop the gang banging, the violence, the stealing, the robbing. That's beautiful, man, for somebody that was born in those days and times to come from his lineage to say that. That's big. You got a lot of brothers, we hate the gangs, dismantle the gangs, this and that. But really, the gangs, they got the most influence in the neighborhood. We should be going to the gang members like, hey, we can get y'all some jobs, we can get you to do this and that. You do what you want to do, OG, but leave the kids up out of it. And we can compensate for that. We can make sure they living good. We can make sure they getting their money. We can make sure they working, going to school, trade school, so on and so forth. We can do a lot of good, man, with the gangs. Ain't nothing wrong with them. The gang banging is the problem. The promotion of genocide is the problem. Smoking on op packs, that's the problem. You know, I know y'all do what y'all do in y'all rap music, and I love the gangster rap music. Love it. I want to make some myself. But when it's real, you know what it costs, man. But nevertheless, though, every brother I'm not going to feed everybody, so I ain't going to tell you how to eat. You dig what I'm talking about? As long as you taking care of your family, and then if you could do it legitimately, That's even more great, even more righteous. But that's just my opinion. I want to know, why does Minister Louis Farrakhan not say anything about the Arabs? Why does he never mention multiple times about when Somalia was in a famine? I believe it was Morocco, wouldn't reach out and help them, the Arab countries. We look to and a lot of you black Muslims, y'all look to the Arabs for validation for who y'all are and who we are. Like they just the purest Muslims in the world. Islam was before Prophet Muhammad. You better remember that. Prophet Muhammad said it himself, Islam always was. He just gave it a more systematic structure. And he did his thing. And those Arab people fight for what they want in their countries, and they're willing to die for it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong at all. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is the streams that they go to. And I understand the respect that they earn, because they really put in, they work for their own causes, or whatever it was, or whatever it is. Another question I want to ask. I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say that he used that when people was talking about the Honorable Elijah Mohammed, peace and blessings be upon him. They was talking about him and Malcolm X, saying he married young secretaries, so on and so forth, right? I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan get up on the podium and say, well, what age did Khadijah marry Muhammad? I believe it was. I forget what it was. And who it was, and they're like 11 years old. But he didn't touch them until they were of age. Me personally, those were different days and times than it was in these days and times. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I don't believe he would marry an 11-year-old and don't touch her till she's 18. Whether he was married or not, I don't believe he would do that. I don't believe he think that's just. And I know he was taking up for the person who gave him the world, who gave him validity, who gave him love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. But I want to know, like, did this really happen? Did he really marry these girls and not court them? Or not court, but not have relationships till they was earlier? Or was it all a lie? That's what I want to know. You can't really find it. You got a lot of slander and stuff out here. I'm just asking the question. It's nothing against the Nation of Islam. I love y'all, brothers. I don't agree with everything y'all do, just like I don't agree with everything Moorish Americans do. I don't agree with racist separatism. I don't agree with keep promoting that. I don't agree with it. We can all live as one. You feel me? And if we can't, we got the right to separate. But I don't believe in segregation. Like Royce the 5'9" said, separation is the choice. Segregation is not. You did what I'm talking about? I'm just asking questions. Moorish American. I'm inquisitive, whatever the word is. Peace and blessings be upon y'all, man. Peace and blessings be upon y'all, man. Big old 5.